So finally the Dark Heart of Skyrim storyline comes to a close with the release of Markarth. And pretty much with any DLC release, we have some new styles to collect. In this video I'll be going over a stealing route in Markarth to get any furnishing plans, recipes, or maybe you'll be lucky and get some motifs too. Who knows? Early in a DLC's release, any plans or motifs exclusive to that DLC are going to be going for a boatload of gold. The Jeff Bezos characters of Tamriel will just throw money at people to try and collect everything, so if you're like me, you'll try and take advantage of this situation. But even if those prices have dropped, it will be worth doing this route because you will get a lot of green and blue stolen items to fence. I'll also be showing you the location of the luxurious safe box for that Markarth Master Burglar achievement. So if you want to learn more about ESO, stay up to date with Markarth, and learn the ins and outs of the new DLC, hit that subscribe button down below to support me and my channel. I have a little request as well for everyone. I put a link to the tweet advertising this video in the description. I would greatly appreciate any likes and retweets you put on that. It would help so much. You'll also make my dog very, very happy by doing so. Okay, so on this kleptomaniac route, we are looting the new city of Markarth that just released with the most recent DLC. The new town kind of reminds me of Orsinium because of the verticality of it, and I really like that, to be honest. It gives it a pretty cool feeling in my opinion. The route I do here is simple. It tends to double back on itself a couple of times because I prefer to do things in layers and sections at a time before moving on just to stay organized. I will get lost in my own house if I'm not careful. Quite a few of the buildings we're going to be entering will have us trespassing, so if you're a Nightblade or a Khajiit, maybe you have a set of Night Mother's gear, all of these things are going to work to your advantage during this route, and you should utilize them if you can. If at any point during this route you run out of space in your inventory and need to fence some of your items, just head to the Outlaws Refuge, which has an entrance on the west side of the city, and you can easily pick up where you left off with only about a minute of downtime. Also, having a high legerdemain skill is going to be best for efficiency. Being able to force locks and pickpocket effectively will definitely increase the amount you will be earning during this run. I have you covered in that regard though. A link should be sliding out up top for a good method that should have your legerdemain skill maxed in just a few days without much effort involved at all. I will also leave a link in the description if you want to finish this video first. So starting from the entrance to Markarth, I first go into the tavern just to the left. It's called Hunter's Repose. It's a pretty decent area here with a lot of NPCs. You have the main lobby right when you walk in with 4 hallways leading to different rooms for its patrons. These are the areas you want to focus on when coming here. But despite there being so many people, they really honestly all suck at holding on to their valuables. So we are going to take them. Look for everything lootable. There's this new weird desk too that has like a dresser on top of it. It took me a bit to realize it was 2 separate things. Also make sure that you check above the beds for a shelf that will have some jewelry boxes up there. Beyond that you have nightstands, cupboards, wardrobes, and even a few safe boxes that populate this building. I'm not yet used to some of the models, so when I first started I was running past shit all the time. It's best to go slow in the beginning as you develop that visual recognition for what you should grab. Making sure to pickpocket each NPC twice and then utilizing the Blade of Woe if you have it from the Dark Brotherhood DLC is also a good idea to maximize your take. Once you're done, head back outside. Across the creek and to the left we will enter a shop. This building has only a few lootable items, but it's good to cover all your bases and be as thorough as possible. You can pickpocket the NPC roaming around the sides of the room, but after that you're just looking at some crates, a nightstand, and a safe box behind the counter in the middle, and a couple rooms in the back with a few lootable stashes. Moving on from here, take a right outside and we are going to be entering Etsavarn's house. These names are killing me. I really should include a blooper reel of me attempting to record some of this shit. This house has 3 NPCs that roam around here, but only 2 overlap onto each other. So exercise caution when pickpocketing and executing them. Getting a little lax in your own security can have one of them roaming into you and giving you a bounty. Taking out these occupants obviously frees you up to grab whatever you want, from dressers, cupboards, backpacks, desks, and trunks to the warm, dead bodies of the recently deceased. There is quite a bit for you here. Deep down at the bottom you even have a safe box, so make sure to be as thorough as possible. Hello, Spectral Kitty. Oh, Jesus. Heading outside, we are going back the way we came to Iron Rega's house. There's only one NPC in here, so whether you execute or steal around her is completely up to you. Not very difficult to avoid detection at all. Regardless of what you do, you should be done in here in under a minute. Now we go up the stairs and into this door on the right. An NPC roams around just outside the house, so be cautious as you pick the lock. Inside is a small room with only one NPC. Despite the size of this place, it still has quite a few things to loot, including a safe box. Also, don't forget the urn that's wedged behind his bed. Norman Bates likes to keep his mother really close. Just outside to the right, there is a noble who sits near the door of our next house. So pickpocket her if you would like. Nobles tend to drop good items a bit more frequently than other NPCs, but are also a bit higher skill to pickpocket effectively. So calculate that risk and reward for yourself. Once we are inside, we have a couple rooms and 2 NPCs, with only one NPC roaming from one room to the other. As always, waiting until they are isolated before taking them out is best practice to be safe. Wardrobes, dressers, nightstands, desks, a cupboard, and even a safe box await you in this home, along with a jewelry box right in the entryway, which I missed when I came in. After exiting, head left and up the stairs. We are now going to enter Glendrel Hall. By the way, I had to change characters for this portion of the video because I already looted that big fancy safe box once, and it doesn't respawn. So I just felt it was better to use a character that hadn't lifted it yet. But she sucks at stealth, so this could be a shit show. This is where you get the achievement I mentioned earlier. Now I realize moving around here is a pain. There are NPCs everywhere. You could argue this area is not entirely worth it. If you don't have a good stealth character or aren't very good at Metal Gear Solid, a bounty is very possible. You may consider skipping this. However, like I mentioned, this is where you get that Master Burglar achievement. Now, the safe box for the achievement is in the room straight across from where you entered. Just go to the left when you first get into the room. It might not be that easy though. There are 3 NPCs here in this space. 2 are sick and stationary, with the 3rd wandering back and forth checking on them. All can actually detect you though. So make sure to figure out if it's worth it for you. I wouldn't suggest using the Blade of Woe at any point in this space though, there's just way too many NPCs. Going up more stairs leads us to Trenbarn's house. This is a 3-room home with 2 NPCs that roam around. There's a good amount of things to check here, so make sure to be thorough. Cupboards, backpacks, and jewelry boxes are a few targets to look out for. The room to the right from when you entered has a safe box as well. Once you get outside, continue on until you get to the waterfall. Behind it, and on the same level you are on, will be the entrance to Understone Keep. That's right, we are stealing from the king, baby. I'm gonna be honest, this place is pretty damn big. I think it'll be easier to show you on the map. You basically just gotta focus on the little side rooms. There are dressers and wardrobes friggin' everywhere. You got a bunch of nobles to pickpocket. One of these idiots is forever sharpening a sword to carve up a seriously overcooked pig. After you're all done with your route, it will end up looking like this. Okay, so moving on, we are going to be passing the Outlaws Refuge and hitting a couple more spots. The first one will be this fucking guy's house. So you got 2 NPCs in here that are both in the same room. If you wait, one of them will wander over to the bookcase, giving you a nice opportunity to assassinate them. This will make the execution of the other one much easier as well. Just give him the old knife to the pecker. If you don't think that's effective, just ask John Wayne Bobbitt. And if you don't know who that is, Google it. What he's famous for will make you very uncomfortable.
What the fuck?
Looting around the room will consist of checking the backpacks, cupboard, nightstand, and even the bedroom upstairs, which will hopefully have a safe box present. The last location we have today is just a bit further. Going down and then back up some stairs brings you to the scrap house, which won't have a ton to look through, but does give you a warm, fuzzy feeling of thoroughness. If making some money is your aim in ESO, please be sure to check out this video that is popping up right now. It's very helpful if you're on the grind for some gold. I can't thank everyone enough for their support. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Check out that tweet in the description. I love you all. Take care.